Well, this is the Long War. I'm Rob Baer, and joining me tonight is my partner in crime, Kenny Boucher. What's up, dog?
Bro, when you said that shit, first off, yo, dog, great to be here. Secondly, you're like my partner in crime. I'm like, man, we've been doing this for a long time, dude.
We sure have.
Like, I
I
was like,
can't
man,
remember at a time.
I have sat here quietly while you do that intro for a decade. Like, you know what I mean? While you
Yeah,
say those
more,
exact
more,
words.
literally.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, this month is my 9 year stream anniversary on Twitch. That's wild, right? Like, I feel like we just figured
Mm-hmm.
out Twitch, right? But it's such a journey, and I still get people uh even this month, 9 years stream anniversary month. We're killing it. We're doing Space Wars. We're going back to season one content. I let people vote. We're doing an old school Gravedigger denim workup with new paints, new colors. One of the most requested workups on the new head takers. But like I'm getting people coming in from YouTube seeing all the Space Wolf content because that's what they want.
Yeah.
That's what they crave. And they're like, bro, where have you been for like 9 years, man? Like I've been waiting for you to be on here for so long. And I'm like, uh, 9 years on Twitch, dog. Like fuck YouTube. Like I don't know what to
Yeah.
say. Like it's like you've been doing this the whole time, and I thought you just were gone. I was like, man, I'm so sorry, dude. like, like
It's
it's
there's definitely a disconnect on the live engagement and just the normal
mm,
YouTube content.
oh for sure. And I've been doing a better job, especially in honor of the 9 year anniversary. My
Mm-hmm.
edits for this content, for the Space Wolf content,
Mm-hmm.
are way more edited than I've been doing. Like I'm cutting them up, making them way more like smaller digestible pieces.
Mm.
So like we've got an incredible volume one, which is only 10 minutes of airbrushing on our new workup to get that Gravedigger denim feel with new paints from Monument Hobbies using
Oh yeah.
Payne's Gray and Faded Ultramarine to get like the same exact effect. So like
Yep.
it's been a wild journey, man. Like so like hearing you say the line, it's like damn.
Line.
I found a picture of me from like August 2016, put it side by side with a picture of
I
me
saw
from
that.
today. I'm just like, God damn.
You're basically the same person.
Yeah.
Hold on, we should find a picture of me from August
That
20.
you are actually the same person.
No,
Like I look like an old man
I've
now, dude.
changed.
You see how much whites in my mustache, bro?
Where's that picture of us standing next to each other at
That's not like every
no
time I
no
Google, like
open?
I find it on a Spiky Bits article or Belvoir Souls article or something. I don't know.
Oh man,
That's an old one. Wearing that 40K Wrecking Crew shirt. My mom has that shit in her closet at home.
yeah, that was man. I think no open is like next weekend or the weekend after.
That was Nova.
Uh,
Yeah, that
yeah, it
was at a
was
Nova.
definitely no.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
looking for
Recoil.
it.
No. Oh my god, I forgot. Recoil made some legendary AI fucking pictures of me with a bindle.
A bindle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't cut my hair short. I remember that. Oh, this one's short.
Why it's like I remember Fedora Kenny. I went through a lot of phases, like because it's all
Yeah,
face phases, you know. And I will say the Fedora still slaps, bro. What
yeah,
doesn't
it
slap though
does.
was long hair Kenny. Long hair Kenny, that was cringe. I go back and I see that content, and I'm like, that's dumb. Fedora, I stand
Nah,
by it. Slaps.
it's classic.
Now I'm hobo bearded Kenny. Oh yeah, recoil. Yeah, it's like me with a bindle, like a hobo walking on train tracks with a little gator on a leash. It's fucking legendary, dude.
So good.
Yeah. So no Haspel, he's qualifying for Masters right now. Like secret message from Haspel was that he's back in it after the Dawn of War teasers. He's back full force with Blood Ravens, and he also loves the
Oh
Nightbringer.
yeah.
So his self-imposed like I don't play 40K anymore lasted approximately 25 days. So they got him.
That was easy, I guess. All you gotta do is just put out a Nightbringer.
See,
Oh
I
well.
appreciate Kara Quinn. He says you're old enough now, like you can legit wear a fedora. I was just recently at a Cuban wedding, and I had my how do you say it? My shirt, my Guayavera, my Cuban dress shirt, and my
Mm-hmm.
wide leg khaki dress pants. And I was like, man, I should get a sick ass little hat, like a little fedora. And my lady was like, you don't wear hats to weddings. I was like, man, I really feel like I can wear this though. We got there were people wearing little fedoras.
Oh, I got him.
So there's a reason for me to own a fedora right now.
Well, now we know.
Only one per crew.
Yep.
All right, so we got a lot to talk about tonight. We got the balance update. We got the big nerfs that came through. We've got the
Yes.
hidden buffs that showed up. So let's get the news out of the way so we can talk about this 40K content.
Yeah, let me try one shot this year.
Kara
I
Quinn says
did
pick
find a
up a cool one at PR. Kara Quinn in Puerto Rico, they have this straw hat. Okay, now it's the equivalent of like a Mexican sombrero, right? But like that style, like it's a big wide brimmed hat. Instead of made out of straw, it's made out of dried palm leaves. And it fucking slaps. And I want one. And I guarantee they sell some shit at the fucking airport. So as soon as I land in Puerto Rico, I'm fucking buying one. I'm wearing it the whole goddamn weekend.
Mm-hmm. You could pull that off. Yeah, and I have a brownie here to eat too. So we got a podcast. All right. So first up, Horus Heresy Combat Forces. So Games Workshop put out 3 starter introductory, basically sets for the Horus Heresy. If you haven't checked them out yet, we think they'll be the normal price for combat patrols. They're basically the same value, so I don't see why they wouldn't be $170 each. And remember too, so there's one for Mechanicum, one for Auxiliary, and one for Legion and Astartes. But remember, when Peachy was interviewing Tom something or another that used to work at Games Workshop, when he was on the painting phase, they were basically talking about how Games Workshop was saved from bankruptcy by 2 things. Start collecting boxes, which were basically combat patrols, and contrast paints, which came out roughly 4 years later. Which is really interesting that they seem to be doubling down on the starter box concept. And if you notice, like AMG is also doing that. They're putting out new Star Wars Legion starter sets, 4 of them this fall. They're also have shifted from lower price point expansion packs for like Marvel Crisis Protocol and Shatterpoint to larger, like combined, not only starter sets, but they call them like affiliation packs. And in a lot of cases, even the releases are going from previously 1 box kits to 2 box to 3 box to even 4 boxes. Because they got to import the stuff. It's turning into a whole thing now. And they said there would be a 10 to 15% price increase this year. Games Workshop also said in their financials there would be a 5% increase this year. Well, this financial year too. So expect that probably about the same time, spring
the
of
starter
next year.
box game though makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've never been a starter box guy, right? Like, I like to piece it together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I acknowledge the absolute draw and the fact that we're hearing like literally it saved their company of the starter box. It makes a lot of sense too to go to continue that trend, especially on the advent that all of this new media, all this new lore, all this new IP licensing is drawing people in. And so these people who are being drawn in, the last thing you need a motherfucker to do is be just completely overwhelmed by billions of choices when you can distill that down to like 20 choices. Right? And by developing the rules to support that, which they have, a lot of the rules are catered to exactly what's in the box now. So,
yep, exactly.
That makes a lot of sense why that would continue to trend.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe we're derailing here slightly, but there's a big debate, not just in Warhammer 40K, because a lot of folks are upset with the way things are and that the vanillization of everything and the all that. But on the trading card side of things with Magic the Gathering, there's a lot of folks upset about the licensing side, like like SpongeBob cards, and they just did Sonic the Hedgehog. And truth be told, I bought the shit out of it, the Sonic the Hedgehog set for Magic the Gathering, and I have no shame about it because I used to love playing that game, and I was like, oh, these are some staple cards I can use in my decks. But there's a lot of folks out there that are like, yo, I don't want to play. If I'm playing Legacy, for instance, that's the oldest format in Magic. Um, the One Ring from Lord of the Rings became basically a Legacy staple when it released with the Lord of the Rings set for Universes Beyond. And there's actually a lot of 40k cards that get played in some things too. But that being said, there's a lot of folks upset with the way that's going over there. But what they don't realize is that that's actually bringing more people into Magic the Gathering. The same thing is happening with our game. There's so many people coming in with Space Marine 2, and they have said it in all the comments and all the socials and everything. I see it every day. And now we're getting a new Dawn of War. We're getting a remade Dawn of War that had 150,000 downloads in the first week or some such. It's for every person that gets out of the hobby, there's 2 to 3 more that take their place. And, get on my soapbox for a second. I don't think Games Workshop could be making the mistakes they're making right now if it wasn't for that. But hey, let the good times roll because that's what's happening right now. It's literally a huge growth spurt for the hobby, for a lot of hobbies, including trading cards to tabletop war games. But something that came out also that they previewed, well, it got leaked. Apparently, it got leaked early because Games Workshop doesn't do these snap reveals and then say that, hey, this is something that's coming out in 2026. Because remember, that new Kill Team box and that Nightbringer, both are coming out in 2026. Like, this was either a huge leak, which it looked like it was a leak. It looked like it was a leak from the one of the Spanish language
Looked
printers.
a little leaky.
Little leaky. So I don't think it was planned. And Rogue Hobbies mentioned that she had a conspiracy theories video, I guess, about Games Workshop a few weeks ago, or maybe it was days. Who knows? Time has no meaning anymore. Where she was like, a lot of these leaks are sanctioned by Games Workshop, and she's like, generally no, because it's a real stressor on the rest of the system when stuff like this happens, and we have to like officially confirm it and have all this stuff. And that was actually when I realized that Games Workshop was going so hard on their articles, actually using AI, because they're putting out content, and that Nightbringer article is a prime example of it. They put that out like with very little oversight as far as AI writing, and that's fine. It'll save you time, but I could look at that, and then when they put out the Horus Heresy Combat Forces post, I saw the title and I was like, this is written by AI. Like, so knowing what we know about them laying off the editor of White Dwarf and saying, hey, we're just gonna raw dog it without an editor anymore. Okay. So tinfoil hat time, conspiracy Rob tends to think that, yeah, if they're gonna do that for an in-print article that there's no takesy backs on, you F that up, that's in print, like that's out there. So if you're gonna just raw dog that without an editor, you are definitely raw dogging the internet without an editor. Like, you just can't convince me otherwise.
Yeah, raw dogging the internet since 1999, dude. Like,
that's right. For another 99 seasons. Oh boy, I got going there. So new Dawn of War game looks great. Dawn of War 4, we haven't. I mean, they obviously knew there was some pushback from the last version that was basically a MOBA by Sega, and they really pulled one over on people when they released that. So I think basically showing folks that, hey, we're going back to the RTS roots, even bringing back the Last Stand format, which I actually enjoyed playing back in the day. I think that's really good. I think, the opening cinematics, to me, I don't know if you saw it yet, Kenny, but it didn't seem as crisp and as full of member berries as like the original or even the second one. You remember they had like that warp spider like porting in and porting out, and like they're saying you're muted. Are you muted?
bro, I'm so muted. God damn it. That was like such a good bit.
It was a good one.
I don't even know if I can do it again. I'll try.
You were just describing in visceral detail the trailer for Dawn of War 2,
Yeah.
and then the disappointment with the Ultramarines movie in like a couple years later.
I also threw in a throbbing erection joke.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we just take that for granted at this point. But yeah, I mean, I even like the original, like where the dreadnought comes in and fires up the Gatling cannon and then just like opens up, covering fire, and then all the Marines like start yelling and run up the hill. Dude, it's so good. The
The
Dawn of
part,
War
sorry, the
trailer.
part in chat, Jeffrey's like, Rob was like, yeah, man, right? Oh my god, damn. No sign. That's definitely when.
Yeah, Forrest Gump was talking. So good. Anyway, so yeah, Dawn of War 4 coming out 2026. Also, I ordered it today, as a matter of fact. If you haven't seen it yet, the Dawn of War board game is available from Target right meow. I got it for $50 with like I had to pay some tax. Also, Kill Team, what's it? The Kill Team beginner set. I actually got in already from Barnes and Noble. This I think was also $50, but also totally worth it because it's got all the Space Marine heroes that come out of the blind boxes and some sort of MDF terrain, but I don't know. We'll see how cool it is. But for $50, not too bad. Definitely want the Dawn of War box because the literal sprue in there is on Games Workshop site for $165.
It's brutal.
And for whatever reason, I didn't keep any from the Leviathan box. Or no, it wasn't. Was it the Leviathan box?
Indominus.
Indominus, yeah, it was even well, I definitely don't have any. Um, so yeah, I wanted the Judicar because he
Yeah,
sells
the Judicar. Yeah, he's so fucking badass.
he sells like $60 himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's straight silly. So go hit those up as well. Lots of Dawn of War, and if you might have forgotten about it, but War Scenery put out STL files that were inspired by the Dawn of War buildings, the chapter HQ and the teleport pad and all that stuff and the little turret emplacements. And Tabletop Terrain actually will print them out and ship them to you too, and they're pretty well priced. So we're gonna have an article on this tomorrow. Just reminding people that those are out there because a lot of folks are really interested in Dawn of War all of a sudden. Go figure.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah, who knows? Another cool deal that's basically like a freezy is the Warhammer Encyclopedia is up for pre-order on Amazon. We've talked about this already. However, it is actually on sale now, believe it or not. So it's stupid cheap. It's stupid cheap, and you get the Titus miniature. Not one of my favorites. Me and Wyatt disagree on this point, but that's okay. But still, when they sold them separately for like $45, and you can get the book and the Titus figure for like right around $20. That's a little silly and definitely worth maybe picking up or get it for a gift for somebody, whatever. They will be hitting your mailbox in October, so there's still time to pre-order that one. And last but certainly not least, we have a new product from Army Painter, which actually it's technically not because Deep Cut Studios came out with these first. They're like, hey, we could put your paint in these things. And they're like, wait, really? And they're like, yeah. And so then Army Painter's like, yeah, let's just do that and make a lot and put them in the distribution. So they've got their speed paint marker set. And I've talked a lot about painting with markers because those metallic Sharpies will save you a poop ton of time if you use them. Some people like them, some people don't. They're not for everybody. It was definitely for me because basically painted a whole Imperial Knights army and several Titans using Sharpie markers as the base coats, and it saved me so much time. So these are really good. I haven't opened them up yet because I was already kind of checking out the stuff from a year ago about them, and I already know they're dope. But I will get around to actually using them. But they are up for pre-order right now.
It's amazing.
Yep,
It's an
that's
amazing
all I
product.
got.
So we'll set up for a commercial break. Give me a moment to plug Bourbon and Bolters.
Oh yeah.
So we have sold more tickets since our last conversation. full steam ahead. It's looking good. Our premium luxury wargaming event in Outer Banks, North Carolina in January. Bourbonandbolters.com, guys. You've heard me talk about it. I just had a meeting today with the CPA and the CFO, and he was like, "You need to plug it more." I was
Yeah,
like,
you
"Oh
need to
yeah,
plug it more, dog.
I gotta do my job." And so, yeah, check it out. Bourbonandbolters.com. We've got Mike Haspel there running our narrative operation. We've got Brad Chester running our coaching and tactics for the RTT. We've got our Crusade League going on a whole week. We got Goobertown eBay Miniature Rescues Casey and myself. And we're being catered by insane vendors, insane liquor budget, like all inclusive. Like my lady the other day was asking me, because you know what? I'm just going to say it. This has come up 4 times. People are like, yo, I'm getting Fire Festival vibes from this.
Oh yeah.
And so even my lady said that shit. And I was like, oh, is it because you think I'm the one running it? She's like, well,
we would never let you do that.
she's like, I mean, kind of. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I got Arthur and Ronan, bro. Like like Arthur, dude. Like, we have like 45-minute long meetings about spreadsheets.
Yeah, there's like people that like collectively manage millions of dollars on a daily basis.
Yeah, like 2 legit humans. Like I was like, oh no, I would never. Oh, me? No, no. Like they're in charge. Like every dollar is bespoken, man. Like like there's like it's like a locked account we can't even touch. You know what I mean? Like, and so, but she was like, how you gonna do free booze for all these these people all week without running out of money? I was like, we budgeted $400 per person, which is
That's like 4 bottles.
bro. That's $400 bottles of scotch.
Yeah, which I'm not even sure I could do that.
You dog, if you drink a 5th a night of Wild Turkey 101, which is my favorite bourbon,
yeah,
you still have like half the budget left over for that person.
I hope those nights are behind me personally.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's been a long time since I drank a 5th of scotch, dude. I did it at a Nova once. I think you remember.
Oh yeah, I've done it a few times.
That's a problem. But yeah, so no, we are locked and loaded, ready to go. We still got rooms up for sale. Early bird is still the rest of this month. We have been showing you guys some of the catered food options, and we are going to be even releasing an email with a booze menu, so that the idea is that when you check into your room, there's a bottle of fucking preferred adult beverage already on your bed with a little ribbon on it to get the show started.
Gotta have a show starter.
But you know, we're also, oh my god, what's the name of that company that makes those financing bro jackets?
Oh, I don't know.
Bro, no, so we have some of those jackets coming in with fucking embroidery on them. Somebody in this chat is definitely a finance bro. So like that, like sweater, that like light sweater that you see every CEO at every company.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what they're called.
It's like this one company that makes them. So that's in the budget that you all get one of those.
Yeah, I think there's a whole like swag because I'm putting some stuff in it too.
Yeah.
There's like a whole swag box bundle thing that you don't even have to like spend extra. It's not like you gotta like get tickets for the VIG bag or whatever.
Carrie Quinn says Wild Turkey's cheap. Get the fuck out of here.
Not 101.
I mean, it is cheap. It's $23 on average.
Is it?
$20 to $25 for a 5th. If you go to any bourbon taster website, any fine connoisseur of bourbons who does like a blog or something, Wild Turkey consistently ranks in the top 2, top 3.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And when you consider it's hella cheap price tag, like don't hit me with none of this Knob Creek bullshit, none of this fucking bullet bullshit, none of this nonsense. That's all garbage. Wild Turkey is premium shit in the same category as like Four Roses and like Elijah Craig and stuff.
There's Kicker sent me a bottle of something. Oh, from Outlaw Distillery. It was very good. A bourbon that had a very smooth aftertaste, almost with a little honey in it.
See, people in chat, Punisher, he's like, yep, it's cheap price wise, but it's great value, incredible for the price. 101 is my house brand. Jeffrey says 101 is highly rated. Why I bought it? Test it. Canadian Rye's okay. Like I can't hate Rye's okay. But that's my plug. Let's do the commercials and let's go into some content. And we're back.
Yeah.
So
Big,
we had a
big emergency.
balance update. What's the whole word for that thing?
Balanced data slate.
Was it an emergency?
Yeah, they said so. It was early, because it was slated to be in September, but they're like, hey, we're gonna fix some shit since we're dropping the Voton thing today, the Voton points update. We're just gonna go ahead and take this opportunity to tweak the points on Death Guard and Imperial Knights, so people will stop complaining when Rob plays them with his knights that he's played for the past 2 years. But all of a sudden, I'm the bandwagon jumper.
Yeah, bro, you suck the bandwagon's dick, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh yeah, I gotta win at all costs, bro. Me and my knights that have had more rules than this edition than every other edition.
Every army you play is like that, though. That's how it is. You can't just play a good old just a good old fashioned army with regular rules.
How dare I? I just want to play stuff that doesn't require a bunch of models and shit.
Now, with just the two of us, we'll keep it conversational. The show notes did inspire me, but so obviously the two big things to talk about are the big nerfs, Knights and Death Guard. Okay, so now I haven't really played any 40Ks in this. I haven't played any 40K during the Death Guard Knight rampage. None, but a lot of my friends have, and we talk about the podcast, and I'm pretty caught up. But the points changed, like from a actual Knight player. Before we get into them, how do you feel about the points change? Do you feel like it's fair?
Oh yeah, 100%.
So for the large Knights, the big boy Knights, what's the average point increase? Like 15, 30 points?
I think it was like across the board, like Custoris like 30, the Armigers were like 10, the Canis Rex went up the most.
Like an average for regular ass Knights 15 to 30, the Custoris 30 to 40, and even the some of the like Warborn Stalker went up 15 points. So how does that like actually affect your army list development? Like how much?
Well, Warborn Stalkers for Chaos, that was the one where they could like teleport through shit, which is a little silly.
Yeah.
The Canis Rex going up 35. I think he went down 35 and then they just made him go back up, which I was questioning too, because everybody was taking Canis Rex before the last. Yeah.
He was already the GOAT before.
There was a Imperial Agents, but it was basically Death Watch army that got third at. Hold on, I have the article open right here. Denver Flight Club, that allied in Canis Rex. like it's still happening. So like I was really surprised by that. So put him back up 35, sure. Nobody's really playing with Dominus that I saw, so I feel like maybe those are the only thing that really shouldn't have gone up. But if you raise up the Custoris, you kind of have to raise up the Dominus, otherwise the Dominus becomes the obvious choice, right? So
Carrick Quinn says he actually dropped more than 35, so he's still cheaper than before. So that's my point. So this is intended to reduce the number of large high toughness models on the battlefield, right?
Well, yeah, because
if you were taking an army with 3 knights and a bunch of little dogs, how does this but before you couldn't really support that? Does this really affect it? Is this still like better than it was, Rob? Or is it now worse? Because remember, they tweaked all your toughnesses and wound counts.
Oh yeah, he went down 70. So he went down 70 last day.
So he's still minus 35 points.
Yeah, it's still good. It still might be too low.
But you know what I'm saying? They lowered your toughness, raised your wound count in most situations. Some people got their armor save manipulated. So with all of that information, does this affect? Is this still better? Like, do you still get to field more shit and feel stronger, or are you fielding like kind of
I
like a?
don't
How does it feel?
I don't think you're gonna see 4 big knights. I don't. It's gonna affect the builds. I think they'll go. You'll probably see where it goes back to seeing more of the hybrid list where there's a bunch of smaller knights and a couple of bigger knights, maybe like 2 and like 6 or 7, and then maybe they'll do the sisters package until we see what the actual rules are when the codex comes out for Imperial Knights, or we'll see, maybe just. I think you could still put 4 in there, even at
See,
the new
my
points.
concern is simple, right? Like, you guys, what up in
Yeah,
wounds
you
went
still
down in
can.
toughness, but that was mitigated heavily by the fact that you had more.
I think this is right at the point where it needed to be. Like as far as the more toughness, but like you still get a decent amount of stuff, but not an overabundance of stuff. Because like for instance, some of the knights actually went down 70, 80 points last balanced data slate, but now just going back up 30 or even 40 kind of still makes it so they can be fielded, but just not in abundance.
So still more stuff, more wounds, just
Right,
not as oppressive.
it's not as impressive, sure, and I think you'll still end up losing 1 or 2 models depending. Same with Death Guard. I mean, because like the some of the bigger stuff that people were spamming got 20-point increases, like Death Shroud
Yeah,
and
no,
the
Death
some
Guard
of the
got various
crawlers.
units ranging from 5 to 20 points, as you said. Popular
Hmm.
units like Death Shroud, Plague Burst Crawlers, the Putrefier, Typhus, right? And this,
Yep.
reduces the overall number of units in a typical army list, right? And
It,
I've seen a lot of people talking about how like their lists are over 100 points, maybe 200 points over.
which makes sense because they were super
They're
spammy,
spamming the
and
shit out of it.
um and I get that, and I think that's a good solution for it. Instead of, we've talked about it before, like this is the easiest way to correct things without adjusting game mechanics, because fundamentally the mechanics behind these 2 armies aren't broken per se. I mean, you could make the argument that knights can see a lot on the table and can do a lot of things and can play a lot of grab ass. And but the same is true with Death Guard too. Like they can pelt you, and then when you hunker down, if you don't keep pushing, they're going to get up on things, and you're not going to be able to get them off. So in a lot of ways, the functionality isn't affected. It's just the amount of units, so
Yeah.
it doesn't seem as oppressive.
Well, yeah, there's always two approaches to
Hmm.
FAQs, right? Is points and rules. And so this was a rules example, and we'll see. Probably right. It's always important to swing for the fences with rules and then rein them back. Same thing with
Hmm.
points. I think it's
Yeah.
always better to be more aggressive with points and then rein it back once you see how it's actually playing out.
Hmm.
Now, let's talk about so a lot of people will talk about salamanders.
Oh yeah.
And so
Um.
salamanders didn't actually get named or anything, but units that have historically made their firestorm detachment really powerful, aggressors, eradicators, infernus squads, things like that, in the firestorm detachment, all received significant point drops.
Yeah, and Vulcan's still only 100 points, which seems okay for his suite of um I guess abilities. I do like the Seeker of the Unfound thing where he basically picks a um objective and he's OC 10 and feel no pain 4 up. And then they brought back the Salamander Mantle, so it just reduces damage by 1. I mean, it's not quite the same, but it's still kind of the same. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, no, like I know that the Firestorm has been a popular choice, and so it's interesting to see that not only that some of their best units are more playable, but also some of the harder things to play against just got nerfed.
Yeah, that's. I mean, these guys can definitely do a lot of like, assault or not assault, advance and do and perform actions, fall back and still shoot, which is kind of bananas, and then get a whole bunch of abilities that like rerolls and things. That is kind of crucial, to be honest with you. Like, I can see where some people might switch to the Forge Father detachment here, um, but I'm not 100% for sure. What is it? Um, trying to see the ability here.
Now,
Oh, +1 strength. That's not that great.
does this balance update, Rob? Is this the kind of update that keeps the game healthy, or is this just the kind that frustrates players who bought into a faction? Like,
Well, I think if you bought Knights or Salamanders because they're a flavor of the week, you're going to be frustrated.
Death
But I
Guard,
think
yeah.
or Death Guard. But I think for the rest of us, we kind of understand. Like, hey, man, this was a little. I mean, I played Knights, and I was kind of like, maybe this update wasn't that great. Let me.
No, it's true. Anybody who's chasing meta is gonna be frustrated, but that's a fact. Uh, and so like, and this is from our show notes. How do frequent rules tweaks shape long-term experience of collecting an army? For you, it hasn't really changed anything. Your knights have been changed endlessly, and you still collect them.
Yeah, really, this edition they have. I mean, I think it can be frustrating on the fact that if you're in it for the long haul, you have to, um, well, one, you kind of have to future proof your stuff because you never know what the next. With Knights, it's easy because you're like, oh, okay, well, all my stuff's magnetized, so maybe this Knight's better than this Knight, or the rules change. So like, I don't want a battle cannon anymore. Um, so I think that's kind of self-explanatory, but I could see where, like, if you, and a lot of this happened with the heresy side of things, like if you have like super like custom, like I made this like boarding shield squad, veterans, and like they're all decked out with the chapter iconography, and like I'm very proud of this unit, and then they just like get rid of it, you know, like, you're like, what? I spent so much time and money collecting this and getting all these bits and making it like the way I wanted it, and now it's like gone, and that can be frustrating. I could see that for a lot of folks.
Yeah, huh. Like no doubt. But as I mention all the time, I need GW to do that though. That's why, like, the whole
Hmm.
like "don't take our toys away" argument that you make a lot. Like, I agree with it,
Hmm.
uh, because I have feelings and emotions, but
Sure.
simultaneously, I need GW to take my toys away sometimes because I need there to be a chase.
Well,
I need a chase to exist so that I don't forget my goals and my favorite thing to do, which is collect, build, fantasize, and paint. When things don't move fast enough, I find myself getting distracted from my goal, right? So I need you to sometimes say, everything you just bought's garbage now. So that way I can say, I need new shit. And then I go do the whole ritual over again. You know what I'm saying?
I think there's a difference between needing new shit because the rules change, or needing new shit because you literally cannot play with it anymore.
Same
And I
thing.
don't
If the
think
rules are
people like
changed,
the latter.
if the rules are garbage, might as well not exist. You know what
No,
I'm saying?
I don't agree with that.
But you don't have to agree with it, but I would suspect it's difficult for you to contradict this next point. Nobody can take away the joy that I cultivated from the experience. Doesn't matter if you tell me I can't play with it. A lot of people
Oh yeah, for sure.
tend to view the actual collecting, assembly, curation, painting part of the game as a chore.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
While lying to everyone about how I love this hobby and I love painting and I love it's my zen time. It's how I decompress.
Mm-hmm.
No, you hate this shit. So which is it?
You hate this shit.
Like, which is it? Like, no one can steal the entertainment, the raw entertainment value that I took, and that's why I don't really care about GW prices. Everyone whines about it. I don't care. They can up their prices another 100% more, not 5% more, 100%. They double the prices. It's still the best entertainment in town. Like like $100 box. Let's say it's $120 to buy head takers instead of 60.
Mm.
The amount of minutes that went into me taking them home, building them, priming them, painting them, making them exactly the way I want them, put them in the sickest bases. Divide that by the money, still the best show in town.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But if you view that part of the hobby as a chore, you will be endlessly frustrated, which is why my number one advice to anyone is like, or my number one product, like the thing that I sell online, Next Level Painting, it's not paint jobs. It's like, if you subscribe to this technique, these styles, you can have as much fun as I do. Like, this is hella fun all the time for me. I never have that feeling. But again, I have emotions and I have empathy, so I understand why other people would feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, in short, to close this TED Talk, if you chase the meta, you're never gonna be in the fun side of things like me.
Yep. I think truer words have never been spoken.
Just make your own meta.
There you go. You know, to kill the dragon, you have to strangle it by its tail. I think that relates to this somehow.
What is that from?
I don't remember. It's
like Dragon Art or some bullshit.
I don't know. I think it might have been Grandma's Boy. I'm gonna look it up.
Someone in chat's like, when did Kenny become a Zen master? Is it the
He's
beard?
always been a Zen master.
It's like, look, man, like, I love this shit, and I'm super disappointed with many things in my life. But how much entertainment I get per dollar in Warhammer 40K, I mean, they got a long way to go before it actually affects my life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But if I was the kind of guy who was like, I need these knights because they're OP, and I went and I spent $1,000 on knights, and I built them all shittily and painted them all shittily, and then went to a couple tournaments. Like, yeah, I might be upset when they took that away from me after one or two tournaments or games. So just don't play that game.
Mm-hmm.
Death Guard, near and dear to my heart. I didn't buy this. I didn't buy this for a second, dude. All this OP fucking Death Guard points decreases and shit like that. I didn't buy that for a second. I was like, that's not real life. I'm not even gonna look at that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, remember that one time we bought all those Screamers and those Flamers? We've been talking about that for like 10 years.
I still got them.
Yeah. Never again.
I'm paying them all up though.
Never again, bro. I painted them all up and I played them.
Yep. Oh, those are the days.
They got us good.
They sure did.
They fucking got us, bro. It was like, what, 5th edition going to 6th edition, or 4th going to... No, it was 5th going to 6th, right?
Oh, gosh.
But like
Yeah, that sounds right.
but we still had a demon codex from the previous edition. And so it was like gonna be the next codex, but nobody knew shit like that back in the day. We didn't have spiky bits and modern news releases. We didn't know. So they were like, White Dwarf article. Look how OP Screamers and Flamers are. Units that we never used. And they
Mm-hmm.
were premium OP. You know what I mean? And we were like, well, we need all of them. We need 3 units, 3. You know what I mean? Like 3, max it out. 2 tournaments later, the actual
Gone.
codex drops. And those are not their rules.
No. And immediately everybody sold theirs on eBay.
Yep.
So wild.
Yeah, that's right. White Dwarf rules. So I will never fall for that bullshit again.
No.
Like, but I will say, I like it when knights are in a position of power. Like, because I think like ever since they showed up in the game with their D weapon stomps and shit like that. Remember the stomps? How controversial that was. How many house rules had to be made for that?
Oh, so many, dude.
You know what I mean? Like, I like it when it's like that. When you have a low model count army that's relatively easy to make look good and get into the hobby, and you have a lot of people flooding the tables with painted armies, like big giant sci-fi robots. And they're gatekeeping lists, that you got to be able to beat them or you can't play. I don't know what it is about it, but I like that. Doesn't bother me.
Yep. Somebody's got to be the bad guy.
I mean, knights, when they first introduced, I think all we had were hull points. Remember when they introduced hull points? Yep. We still had a vehicle damage chart.
Yep.
They had hull points. So I think technically a knight had 6 wounds. Think about that.
It's always been difficult to balance for sure. I do not envy the position they're in, but I think more and more we know that we're basically the beta testers.
It's true, man. Let me run down here before we get out of here. Rob, were knights ever meant to be balanced in a traditional sense, or should they just be the bullies of the battlefield?
No, there you go. I think they're kind of both. It's like flyers. It's just like hard. It's hard to make work with given the limitations of everything. And now it got even harder because the boards got smaller and they didn't. So again, it's a tough place to be for Games Workshop because there's a lot of moving parts and not enough time to make sure it's all we're gonna play nice together.
Facts. Now, real question.
Yeah.
Did Death Guard really need the nerf? Or were they just a flavor of the month?
Oh, dude, they're OP. Just the fact that not only were they consistently 2 or 3 out of the top 5 of most events, but it was almost nearly always a carbon copy list. Exactly. Like that is a huge red flag.
Facts. Last question. How do these updates affect the secondary market, like resale value of third-party models?
Well, I mean, people are going to be branching out and getting other stuff now. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are going to need those Lord of Boxes because they're still so hard to get still. But, I think the more stuff comes into balance with each other, the more likely people are to slow down and start spending more time hobbying on their stuff. Which leads to creativity, but also, anything that might be out of stock, folks would have to look to either a 3D print or, a third-party alternative.
That's fair. I figured you would have an opinion on that.
I do. It turns out.
Yeah, classic Rob Baer.
we might sell a third-party alternative and or Games Workshop compatible 40K alternatives on our site.
Spikeabits.com. You may have heard them. Back before AI, they showed up on Reddit. They showed up a lot in Google searches.
Yeah, I mean, depends on what you're looking for. It's very,
Boner pills still top.
oh yeah, still top, but it's also a crowded place out there. Like everybody and their mom, Men's Home Journal,
Bro, I showed my
Forbes
lady
is talking
today
about
on. I was
Warhammer.
on Instagram today. I showed my lady. I
Uh-huh.
was scrolling through. It was just like dick pills, not a wall of dick pills and TRT.
Uh,
Is
uh,
that? Is
I
that?
think that's a different algorithm. I think that's something else.
Kara Quinn says Knights are the stat check army. I agree. They either are
Hmm.
too good or suck. I also agree with that. He prefers when they suck.
Mm, maybe.
I like it when they're really strong because they let people off the street get success rather quickly and have cool looking
Mm,
armies rather quickly. That's why I like it when they're kind of good,
hmm.
you know. But I don't care. Like I'm not winning tournaments anymore. You know, somebody the other day uh, left a negative comment about the Bourbon and Bolters event we're throwing,
Oh.
which is fair. I know I'm going to get some for the price tag, but
Oh.
what was funny,
Sure.
what he called us. He said we were like the Fire Fest. It was garbage, and but because in
What
my
platform's this on?
it was just like Facebook, but
Cool.
in my description I mentioned how we have I was like, oh, we got painting seminars by industry leaders. We got this, we got that. We've got painting coaching from GT winners. We got this, we got that. He was like, GT winners, bro. Anyone can win a GT, man. That doesn't mean shit. You should get some Team America representatives on there. Now, if
Oh
Kara Quinn's
man.
listening, I was like, Brad Chester is our coach and tactics guru.
Hmm. Should get some Team America on there.
I was like,
Wasn't Brad Chester on Team
kind
America?
of feel like he may have been on the club who started Team
Yeah, that too. That too.
America. Like, I'm pretty sure we have a Team America because, like, Brad. People like Brad.
Yeah.
Possibly the most
Yeah.
prolific 40K player since his name has come up the most since we started this hobby.
That is true.
You know what I mean?
In a player playing way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like in a playing with success kind of way,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, I was like, and he just did really well recently at a GT with an Eldari list that was like
He
totally
sure did.
wacky, but designed to beat Death Guard and Knights. And I find that's why like this whole topic is so interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you know when you've got boogeymen out there and everyone's playing them, if you're confident and you can do it, like it actually kind of makes your job easier.
It does, yeah.
What made the new editions of Warhammer harder, Rob, for me,
What's that?
was player expression is at an all-time high. Therefore, faction diversity is an all-time high, meaning it's hard for me to plan against matchups.
Mm-hmm.
So my veteran wiliness, which I've limped along on for so long in competitive play, doesn't factor in to all these new matchups.
Mm-hmm.
To how much diversity is out there.
Oh yeah, I could see that. I have a similar problem.
And so but when you
Wiliness.
condense it down to like, oh, this is the most OP shit, everyone wants to play it, and like the old days, you just have to design for that. 15 Dark Reapers.
There's always a bigger fish. Isn't that what Qui-Gon said?
Is Qui-Gon Captain Kirk's first commander? Like is
That sounds right, yeah.
like his
I think he might be Darth Vader's dad or something.
it's like
Could be.
That's like number one, right? Like, anyway,
Yes.
good talk. Let's shut it down.
So that's it for this one, y'all. I guess Haspel may or may not be back next week, or we may
I believe he is.
not have a guest next week and actually remember. I think that's double both our faults there. But either way, make sure to head on over to thelongwar.net for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today.